Trump cuts India tariffs, says Modi will stop buying Russian oil. China's Xi calls for equal multipolar world as he meets Uruguay leader. SpaceX acquires xAI in record-setting deal as Musk looks to unify AI and space ambitions. Clintons agree to testify in Epstein congressional probe ahead of contempt vote. U.S.-Iran meeting likely to take place in Turkey on February 6, Arab official to AFP. U.S. President Donald Trump announced a trade agreement with India, stating that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had agreed to cease purchasing Russian oil. In exchange, the U.S. would reduce tariffs on Indian goods from 25% to 18%. President Trump mentioned that India committed to buying over $500 billion worth of U.S. energy, technology, agricultural products, coal, and more, and would reduce its tariffs and non-tariff barriers against the U.S. to zero. Prime Minister Modi acknowledged the reduced tariff rate on Indian goods, but did not comment on the claim regarding halting Russian oil purchases. This development follows months of U.S. pressure on India to reduce its reliance on Russian oil, which had led to increased tariffs on Indian goods. The trade deal is expected to strengthen economic ties between the U.S. and India, with potential benefits for both nations, industries, and consumers. Chinese President Xi Jinping met with Uruguayan President Yamandu Orsi on Tuesday, emphasizing the importance of collaboration between China and Uruguay to promote an equal and orderly multipolar world and inclusive globalization. President Orsi's visit marks the first by a South American leader to Beijing since the U.S. intervention in Venezuela in January. Leading a delegation of 150 officials and business leaders, Orsi aims to strengthen Uruguay's global presence and attract investment. China remains Uruguay's largest trading partner, with a trade surplus of $187.1 million recorded in the first half of 2025. Key exports include wood pulp, soybeans, and beef, while imports from China consist mainly of machinery, electronics, and chemicals. Elon Musk has announced that SpaceX is acquiring his artificial intelligence startup xAI in what is being described as a record-breaking technology deal. The merger brings together Musk's space company and the developer of the Grok chatbot, aligning his ambitions in both artificial intelligence and space exploration. According to a source familiar with the transaction, the deal values SpaceX at about $1 trillion and xAI at roughly $250 billion, making it the largest merger and acquisition in history. Under the agreement, xAI investors will receive SpaceX shares in exchange for their holdings, while some executives may choose a cash payout. The move could strengthen SpaceX's push into data centers and advanced computing, positioning the combined company to compete more aggressively with major AI players such as Google, Meta, Amazon-backed Anthropic, and OpenAI. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify in a congressional investigation into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The decision could prevent a planned vote in the Republican-led House of Representatives to hold the Clintons in contempt of Congress, a move that could potentially lead to criminal charges. The investigation follows the release of millions of Justice Department documents detailing Epstein's connections to prominent figures across politics, business, and academia. House Speaker Mike Johnson welcomed the Clintons' agreement, while lawmakers review whether the contempt vote will now be delayed. Previously, the House Oversight Committee recommended contempt charges after the Clintons declined to appear in person, arguing the probe was politically motivated. Their representatives say the couple is prepared to cooperate and wants to set a standard that applies equally to everyone. Iran has warned the United States and Israel against launching an attack, saying its forces are on high alert following a significant U.S. military buildup in the Gulf. Amid the rising tensions, a meeting between American negotiators and senior Iranian officials is expected to take place in Turkey on February 6, according to an Arab official familiar with the discussions. The talks come after Iran called for the resumption of nuclear negotiations, while Washington cautioned that there would be consequences if an agreement is not reached. Regional powers, including Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and Oman, are believed to have helped arrange the potential meeting in an effort to reduce tensions and encourage diplomatic dialogue.